Well, I'd like to say good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here this Sunday morning. I want to make sure that I give you a message worthwhile, a message that you will get at no church today. And this message is, ladies and gentlemen, is that liberation, freedom, joy of life. I'm constantly talking to you about it, but we are not experiencing it, and everything that I'm saying about it seems to have no effect. And the millions of others who are out here in this country saying similar things that all would lead to the same outcome are just being disregarded. And I'm telling you, it is time that stuff stop. We as Americans, are we on the same page? Of course we're not. And if we're not on the same page, we're not supposed to be going anywhere. And not being on the same page, ladies and gentlemen, all we are doing is shooting out hot air. We are going no place. We are going no place, and we got to do something about it. I stopped this morning, went out, and I looked around my house, and I looked at it. Been living here 25 years. This is supposed to be the best year. All of my years of living here has been invested in this house. It should be immaculate. And my daughter, my latest daughter, my last daughter is graduating from high school, and she wants to have a party here, and I don't even want to invite people by, because you can see the suffering of our society in my life. And I don't mind telling you, because I made up my mind that I was not trying to live on the top of the hill while you are living down here on the ground. We're living down here on the ground, and I'm trying to get us up off this ground together. I cannot do it by myself. I need the support of everybody that's on the ground to realize you're on the ground, and everybody's got their heads mashed down by the feet of somebody else. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to do something. And the conversation that we're having in America today is not the conversation we should be having. It has been said that here in America we have systemic racism. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Especially black people and people of color. They know they've gone what they've gone through all their entire lives. Even those who've been following the system, who've met the rules, who went to school, who got a nice job, who can drive a nice car, they're still stopped by cops, beat inside the head, get out, stretch out on the ground, shot in the back, all kinds of things. This, my friends, is what you call some stuff that should not be happening to a people. And if it's happening to you because of your color, that is telling you something. But that's not the worst part of it. The worst part of it is that you're being robbed in the process. You are being robbed in the process. This is what it's all about. It's in every facet of life as far as you are concerned. It is not new. It has been happening all the time. That's what it is supposedly all about. Systemic racism, to make sure that you suffer in housing, to make sure you suffer in education, to make sure that you suffer. What does that mean, you suffer? That means we got a system of living that's established by the powers that be. And what they have decided to do is that certain people were going to be able to live a certain standard of life, and other people weren't, because they wanted to use that money to do other things with. Ladies and gentlemen, stop for a moment. When we had the murder of George Floyd, that was an indication not only to Americans, but to the people of the world that you are abused. Draw attention to it. And to whom? Well, black people, people of color. Some white people get caught up in it every now and then. But that's what it's all about. It was George Floyd's murder was to let the world know, to let all Americans know, even let Tim Scott, a Republican, to allow him to see the vision. And he still can't see it. He said they stopped him, put him over, treated him bad. He still can't see it. It's supposed to happen to him. Why? Because he's black. That's the way they trained him. And he went into the Republican Party talking that kind of stuff. They said, bring him on in. We can use him. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, George Floyd's murder exemplified exactly what was going on. And when they went to the trial to prove it, that it was actually true, when they proved it, the nation stood back and said it didn't mean anything. Within 24 hours of that decision, that Coven, the man who murdered George Floyd, the white man, the policeman who murdered George Floyd, who represented this nation, within 24 hours, I hear that there was 6 more blacks killed. That it didn't mean nothing. There was a laugh. There was laugh in our face. That's exactly what it was. 6 killed. And now here you have the Democratic Party trying to make some sense out of it. They recognize some shame. So they say, oh, well, this is stuff. We got to try to fix something. We got racism going on. This cause people to suffer. And now it is evident by the world. So we got to do something about it. So you got the Republicans jumped on the other side and said, no, we don't do nothing about it. No racism exists. No, look at how much money he's spending. Look how much money he's spending. You talking about giving folks money? People that you've robbed. People who can't go to college. People who can't have access to the health care. From the womb to the tomb, the things that will keep them healthy, live decency. Now, you're saying, America is saying that this system is set up to continue that. They don't want anything to do that. What did they come out and say? You're spending too much money. Don't fix those streets up. Let them fall over. We done made as much money as we can get out of it. We can't spend no more money. We got all the money we need. So to hell with the streets in your streets, in your cities, in your bridges, in your towns. That's what they're telling us, ladies and gentlemen. When you see Mitch McConnell, when you see those guys, senators from the Republican Party, right wing, sitting up there and tell you that kind of stuff, Rand Paul and all those guys over there, they're telling you to hell with people of color. That's exactly what they're telling you. And what are you saying? Give us this or make some rules about the police? Give us some money that's here? That's the wrong conversation, ladies and gentlemen. They told you you've been abused. Don't be peace patching this thing. Fix this thing. Take these patches off and give us a quilt. Take these patches off and if I got to have half your quilt. But let's make sure we cover. This is the story that we should be having today, ladies and gentlemen. This is the story. You're going to cost too much money to fix racism. So we got to continue. And they want you to think that this is what's actually happening. Donald Trump comes on the scene. Did he come to you talking about something that worked for all people? No. He come to you saying that all people were being screwed, but he was concerned about one people, and that was himself. And anybody that would help him, help himself. And some nuts believe that if you could help this billionaire help himself, who is a billionaire, that he'll help you. And the only thing he's done is using you to divide more and more. Use you to attack this nation, ready to strip this nation down to whatever it represents. And those of you who were fooled and tricked by this monster, what can he do for you? What can he do for you? What did he do for you? He threw you under the bus, set you up to be a fall guy, and now trying to wiggle out of it every way he possibly can. They say, yes, it costs too much money to adjust this thing. You can go up on Peel Hill and look at people living all kind of wonderful lifestyle. Come back across the railroad track and you say, I don't want to be over here. These people are crazy. And they're not crazy. They've been driven crazy. They've been pushed down. They had the knees, the feet, everything on their neck. And they got nothing. Trying to struggle from paycheck to paycheck. Trying to put some food on the table, trying to put some gas in the car, trying to do this, trying to do that, when everybody else just riding around on Peel Hill like everything's fine, everything is fine. And then you look over there and these people are suffering. You say, we don't have any more money. I say you got money. If you don't have enough money, then you bring those darn planes or ships that you send into Mars. What you going to Mars for? Go over on another side of the railroad track. What are you going to the moon for? Go over there in the ghetto. What are you trying to go to some space station over there for? Go down there where people are suffering in this country. And then you get that together. Then you can go with the support of the people of this nation to go to Mars, to go to the moon, to build up a space force. You silly boy, some of my old school stuff wanted to come out of me. You got to be crazy. Black people, you got to be out of your mind. Don't be let these white folks talk about, so we're going to invest some money in child care. Are you going to invest money for all care to make sure that nobody is left out of education? That's the conversation. Are you going to invest money to make sure that everybody got housing? That's the conversation. That everybody got a career that they can participate in the creative process that would allow them to enjoy the fruits of this life. That's the conversation. And if you're going to talk about God, tell me how God's going to take care of this. Tell me how God is going to tell you something in this building today that will allow you to walk out of this building like a person led by the Spirit of the Almighty God and not the fear of a white man. White people, you sound like I'm mad at you. I'm angry at the way you treated us. I realize that once we stand up straight, I still got to treat you like I want you to treat me. I can't treat you like you treated me. Why? Because it doesn't operate that way. You're a hater and I'm a lover. I got to teach you how to love. You need to know how to love. Whoa. Let me see. Well, all I want to say is this. The Lord that I know wants you to know, all of you that are suffering, all of you who got up this morning feeling down because you did not appreciate your life. All of you who got up this morning feel like the only way you can make it through this day is to get a drink. For those of you who woke up this morning think the only way that you can make it through this day is to go and get high. For those of you who woke up this morning think the only way you can make it through this day is to go and take advantage of other people and cause them more pain just because you're in pain. For those of you who have been denied the truth and you don't know what to do, you don't know what to do. I'm telling you, I've given you a message. That's all I can do right now, give you the message. It should be somebody out here in the society with some know-how. People came up with computers. They came up with telephones that do everything. You think people can't be able to fix the little problem to make sure that the people in this country get housing? To make sure that people in this country is treated right? But they can do anything except that? Except that? And you got the people fighting against each other, trying to prevent that while they themselves have it? Whew, we definitely need a God. And it's not the one that they're going to be talking about in that building today. And I'm not talking about a God that will force you with pain and suffering, but I'm talking about a God who has enough love to stand up to the pain and the suffering. Well, I'll leave it there. Thank you so very much.